Richard Southern here in the 680 newsroom. A shortened trading week in the books. Of course, the markets were shut down yesterday for the holiday. The first quarter in the books wasn't a good one. TSX was down 5.1%. Dow fell 2.25%. We did see a pronounced sell-off for technology stocks driven by the worry about Facebook. And Donald Trump as well going after Amazon, talking about how maybe it's too big, how he feels Amazon is hurting brick and mortar retail, and there was some reporting that perhaps he might go after them on a tax basis or an antitrust basis. So we'll see where stocks go next week as we kick off the second quarter. Big news as regards Tim Hortons this past week. Canada's ubiquitous coffee chain announcing a $700 million renovation to most of its stores over the next 4 years. This is what the stores are going to look like. More natural, lighter look outside. Inside, more open seating concept. Wall art will make note of the Tim Horton history, and there'll be a portrait of the co-founder, former Maple Leaf defenseman, Mr. Tim Horton. I asked Alex Macedo, the president of Tim Hortons, about that.
All of our tables in the restaurants are going to be built with 100% real Canadian maple wood. We're also going to have signage all through the walls and through the restaurants showing a little bit of our 50-year history of the brand in Canada. We wanted to make the decor more comfortable, more relaxing. We're adding more plug outlets, right? So they come in, charge their phones, charge their computers, their iPads, work from our restaurants.
We do know this is not going over very well with many of the franchise owners, 70% of whom have joined a group to sue the head office, Restaurant Brands International. There's been a lot of bad blood between the franchise groups and the head office, and this will probably add to that. I also had a chance to ask the president of Tim Hortons about self-order kiosk screens like McDonald's has. He says it's something they're looking at, but they're not rolling that out just yet. Booze and cigarettes going up tomorrow, the price of them. The so-called tax escalator on alcohol kicking in April 1st. This was first announced in the federal budget last year. It automatically increases the excise tax on beer, wine, and spirits every year at the rate of inflation. And a carton of cigarettes should cost $4 more tomorrow here in Ontario. That was part of the provincial budget. Well, we now know what the building will look like that will rise from the ashes of the old Waverly Hotel that's about to get demolished at College and Spadina. This residential building will be called the Waverly, 15 stories. It's going to be what they call a premium residential building. Same sort of amenities as a condo, but a rental. It's aimed towards younger professionals. And the project will make space for a renewed silver dollar room in the bottom. Of course, that legendary music venue was around from 1958 to 2017, so it's going to open its doors again eventually. Heineken, the beer company, in some hot water this past week for a commercial that it ended up pulling down that was alleged to be racist. In fact, it was Chance the Rapper that pointed out the fact that he felt it was racist. Here's the ad in question. So obviously a big miss there and a big error by Heineken to go ahead and air that. Heineken releasing a statement reading, quote, "We missed the mark. We are taking feedback to heart, and we will use this to influence future campaigns." Finally, here's an interesting story. It's the hot new trend in the travel business as we move into the travel season in the spring and summertime. Phoneless vacations. Yes, getting off the grid. A newly launched travel company is called Off the Grid. It offers group trips to Europe. Airfare, hotel included, but no smartphones allowed. When you arrive, you're given a travel pack. It has an old school notebook and an old school disposable camera. Hotels getting in on this too. The Mandarin Oriental Hotel in Manhattan lets hotel guests check in their phones for an unplugged retreat, during which time they take classes in mindful journaling and meditation. After they're done the course, they get their phone back and it's been cleaned for them. And the Four Seasons in Costa Rica lets you turn in your phone at the front desk. If you can wait 24 hours without asking for it, you get a free phone case. Just 37% of travelers say they completely unplug when taking time off, a number that's down just from last year. In the 680 newsroom, Richard Southern, City News.